Have you ever woken up on a winter morning in Copenhagen? The air bites your skin, your breath turns to mist, and the city feels frozen in pale twilight. But trying to speak English only to produce broken, hesitant sounds. This is where my story begins. 6:30 a.m., -2 degrees Celsius, a badly tuned radio, picking up scattered words but hearing only chaos when they combined. Then came the incident, the one that changed how I learned English forever. But before we get there, let me take you back to the most humiliating moment of my language journey, the coffee shop disaster picture. This, a tiny cafe in Increbro, the smell of cinnamon rolls mixing with espresso. I rehearsed my order in my head. Large latte, please. Simple, right? But when the barista, tattooed Dane with icy blue eyes, asked, "Skal det være noget til at spise med? Would you like anything to eat?" My brain short-circuited. I blurted out, "Call on, yes, ... no ... Coffee? Big coffee?" Silence. Then the worst possible sound, laughter, not just from the barista, but from the entire queue behind me. My face burned hotter than the coffee machine's steam wand. Here's what no one tells you about language shame. Your throat physically tightens. You forget words you definitely know. I'd practiced latte for weeks. Time slows down. That 5-second pause feels like a Netflix documentary about your failure. I grabbed my accidental black coffee because big coffee apparently means no milk, and fled. Outside, sleet stung my cheeks, but honestly, I welcomed the pain. It matched how stupid I felt. The lesson that day, I discovered Denmark's unwritten rule. It's okay to sound ridiculous if you keep trying. Most Danes switch to flawless English the moment you struggle, but they'll never mock your effort. Fun fact, the word latte is the same in Danish and English. I'd overcomplicated the one thing that needed no translation. The walk of Shenta 12-minute walk home felt like a marathon. With each step, my mind replayed the cafe disaster on loop. Big coffee. Really? You had one job. I passed the Assassin's Cemetery where Hans Christian Andersen rests, ironically, the king of storytelling, and made a vow. No more English ever. But here's what Copenhagen does to quitters. Bike lanes mock you. Danes whizzed by effortlessly chatting in English. Menus haunt you. Every cafe had that cursed word. Latte even? Trash cans judge you. The recycling labels said plastic so close to English. At the Lakes Copenhagen's iconic waterways, I slumped onto a bench. A duck paddled up, staring like it wanted to say, pathetic. Then the twist. An elderly man sat beside me, unwrapping a Smarabread open-faced sandwich. He nodded at my coffee and said, perfectly in English, "The first time I ordered in Sweden, I asked for a hot dog with wife instead of with fries." They laughed. I survived. His secret: make mistakes until they become stories. The stranger on the bench, the old man, took a bite of his Smarabread while I stared, coffee forgotten. Up close, I noticed his sweater had tiny Danish flags embroidered on the sleeves, the kind only true locals wear. Him. You know why Danish children speak English so well. Me. Because ... they start young. Him, nay. Because no one cares when they butcher the grammar. He wiped rye breadcrumbs from his mustache and dropped a truth bomb. You foreigners always try to speak perfectly. We Danes, we speak like drunk Vikings, loud, wrong, and proud. Then he taught me the 333 rule Copenhageners actually use. 1, 3 words. Start with just 3-word phrases. Coffee. Please. 2. 3 seconds. Pause. 3 seconds before responding. Danes appreciate this. 3. Mistakes. Aim to make 3 mistakes daily means you're trying. As he left, he winked. Next time, order Kefmed cried, coffee with love. They'll laugh, but remember you. The realization. My fear wasn't about language, it was about control. Danes thrive in high, cozy imperfection, while I'd been chasing textbook precision. The Danish secret. The next morning, I returned to the same cafe, heart pounding like a Christiania bike with squeaky brakes. The tattooed barista recognized me immediately. Me, whispering to myself, Trey Ort. Barista, same big coffee. Grinning, I took a deep breath, 3 seconds, and delivered my rehearsed line, latte, tack. A miracle happened. He understood. Even Batari switched to Danish. Slowly, storu, ereru, little, large, or small. When I stammered, please, mixing languages like a true tourist, he just nodded. No laughter, no judgment, just Hygge. That's when I discovered Denmark's open secret. Danes don't care about your mistakes. They care that you tried in Danish first. Why this works? 1. Psychological safety. Their switch to English is a reward, not a rejection. 2. The 2% rule. Just saying tack thanks. Or Hygge Hirons. Respect. 3. Progress greater than perfection. My latte was terrible. Danish, but 100% effective actionable tip. Start with these 3 Danish words that melt hearts. Unskilled oops. Sorry disarms mistakes. Scold cheers. Works in any social situation. Help. Just in case the 1% rule weeks passed, I became a smerry brood-eating skull, shouting, bicycle dodging, semi-Copenhagen. But my real breakthrough came from a surprising source, a gym poster. It showed a tortoise with the slogan, 1%. Better every day equals 37x improvement in a year. That's when I invented language Hygge, the art of tiny, joyful improvements. Morning. Listen to one Danish weather report, even if just for reg and rain. Whisper God Morgen to my reflection afternoon. Read one food label aloud at Netto supermarket task HVR Megit. How much? Then immediately point and say, tack. Evening. Watch 5 minutes of Badeatelet, Danish soap opera with subtitles, one Danish friend, an emoji, plus HVDS. What's up? The magic, after 30 days, I could understand the actual weather, not just read. Order floatballer cream puffs without pointing. When Danes said Aradigi, Metto, Iferdi, the tongue twister joke key insight. Danish fluency isn't about big leaps, it's about consistently showing up imperfectly. My tiny experiment one rainy Tuesday, I decided to test my progress at Torfolder Market, my mission by pickled herring using only Danish. The conversation. Me in a hindis. H, has, meant ensiled. A herring. フィッシュモンが、民婚、R 出る、M 面 J, EG, ハーサイルド, my wife is at home, but I have herring. We both burst out laughing. Then something magical happened. He started teaching me. Sealed herring sounds like seal with a lisp. Reject smoked equals pretend you're coughing, smoke gravid cured equals say grave while nodding. Respectfully the real win. He charged me 10% less for entertainment value and wrote the correct phrases on my receipt. 30-day experiment result. 1. Core vocabulary. Mastered 47 food words, mostly edible. 2. Accent hacked. Discovered Danish's 30% facial expressions. 3. Biggest surprise. Danes started speaking slower to me. Tip. Markets greater than classrooms because real objects equals better memory hooks. Sellers adore. Effort free. Samples increase. Mistakes become inside jokes. The surprising progressed. Months later, I found myself in a situation I never imagined possible, giving directions in Danish to a lost tourist that the moment unfolded like a slow-motion movie. 1. German tourist. En churu digwoist landet to RN. 2. My mouth opening automatically. Asterisk. GLIGEUD ... 8 JRE ベッド H7 11 asterisk straight ... 18 turn right at ... 7-11-3 Tour is nodding enthusiastically. Tech 第2日種は Yes, T月 I stood frozen. Did I just... Yes. I had become that person that slightly foreigner Danes secretly appreciate the unseen changes. Ears could suddenly detect when cashiers asked kvit. Receipt. Mouth automatically said when bumping bikes. A true local move brain started dreaming bilingually, mostly about herring, the ultimate test. At my birthday gathering, Magnus the barista handed me a beer and said, "Hygge no get the budang skoo." Say something in Danish. The room went quiet. I took a deep breath and delivered. I morgen skal j. Easy spice. At det fueru. Devoranserbu. Tomorrow I'll eat all the cream puffs myself. The Danes cheered. Not because it was perfect, but because it was perfectly imperfect. The ripple effect 6 months in Copenhagen began to feel different, not because the city changed, but because I had the same streets where I once panicked over coffee orders, now hummed with possibility. The library assistant started saving English crime novels for me with Danish post-it notes inside. My neighbor left Wiener brewed pastries at my door with vocabulary quizzes scribbled on napkins even. The bus driver waited patiently as I butchered end billet. Tack 1 ticket, please. But the real transformation happened during JDAG the Wild annual release day of Christmas beer. Amid the sinking crowds, a drunk Dane slurred, "Hey, you're that foreigner who tries," and thrust a beer into my hands. The lesson in liquor. Language isn't about perfection, it's about participation. Every mispronounced word had woven me deeper into Copenhagen's social fabric. Your turn. 1. Start with survival Danish. See cheat sheet below. 2. Celebrate happy accidents like when I ordered a cold cow instead of cold calf. 3. Let locals adopt you. They'll secretly love teaching slang. Your turn. That morning in the cafe, feels like a lifetime ago. Now, when I hear someone stammer Storkaf with an accent, I whisper, good start, because I know the secret. You don't need perfect Danish or English. You just need to begin. Here's your Copenhagen starter kit. 1. The first 3 words, morning. HEJ, はい、afternoon, TA ケース、カルディユー、ハブサンクス、ナイト、ゴドナート。Insert Danish friend's name. Pro tip. Danes adore this too. The safety net when stuck. Smile and say, unskilled. Jegler static. Sorry, I'm still learning. 1 instantly disarms 99% of Danes too. The celebration, keep a win jar. 1 krona. For every attempt, 5 kroner when someone laughs. With you, 10 kroner for your first bilingual dream final thought. That herring vendor. Last week, he said, Din danske, arbeidoren, domingerisku. Your Danish is better than my English. The ultimate Danish complimenty about fluency, but courage. Video closing. So, will your big coffee moment be a disaster or a breakthrough? Honestly, it'll probably be both. But somewhere in Copenhagen or your city, there's a bench waiting with a stranger who'll say, I asked for a hot dog with wife once to your homework this week. 1. Screw up spectacularly. 2. Laugh about it. 3. Try again tomorrow because that's not just language learning. That's Hygge.